right, so exhaust tips. I mean, this is pretty much the same procedure that I use no matter what kind of metal I have, whether it's titanium or stainless or whatever. It's such a goofy design where the tips are integrated into the whatever, the rear valance, the rear splitter, or whatever the heck you want to call this thing, the rear bumper. Although it is nice that they don't sort of bounce around, so the exhaust is free to move around inside. But it's kind of weird. I don't know. I think it looks a little weird, but maybe I'm just nitpicking here. So normally what I do is just sort of spray them down and then hit them with some 1Z Color Tech wheel cleaner. And we'll let that sit for 4 or 5 minutes. And do the same thing on the other side. Just gonna let that do its thing, sit for a few minutes, and then I'll come back and clean it off. Okay, this has been sitting on here for a few minutes. So now I'll just get my easy detail brushes and just kind of use whatever I need to get it cleaned up. So I'm getting both the outer tip, and then to prevent a little, just sort of get a little bit into the exhaust tips as well. Actual stainless that is part of the real exhaust rather than just this part that's on the back of the car, this little rear splitter thing. So I'll just get in here and really get it. And since this is my first time cleaning these, I'm gonna do a quick P21S polishing soap clean. So we got the little yellow sponge that comes with it. You just wet it down. Then we grab some of the soap. We got some soap on there, kind of lather it up. And then you can, because these are already clean, it doesn't matter if I clean the outside first or the inside, but normally if your tips are pretty jacked up, you'd want to do the outside first and then come back to the inside. But I mean, this is a brand new car, so. And this is like a step below using something more aggressive, like an actual metal polish, but a step above using the wheel cleaner. And I'm using a little bit of pressure. I mean, really whatever I can muster in this tiny little area. All right. So now we got a nice clean tip. There you go. Took a couple minutes to do that. I'm gonna go do the same thing the other side. Again, we use P21S polishing soap after 1Z Color Tech wheel cleaner, or you can use any sort of heavy duty wheel cleaner. And you could use something like Mother's Metal Polish or something like that if you really had some nasty imperfections. On a quick side note, I always leave the soap sort of just sitting on top so it can dry out, and then I always leave the sponge sitting on top, and that way it can dry out, and then I'll put it back together when when everything's dry. That way it just sort of keeps the soap. I've had the soap for a long time and probably will continue to have it for a long time. So check out the engine bay cleaning video and some of the other videos that of the whole cleaning process. Because what happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor.